can see we're actually travelling at 0.6 of a knot completely sideways just because the wind is blowing us, and that's what we need to be careful of as we go into the Marina berth. We're in neutral, we're using no power at all, that's just the wind taking us sideways. That's the one thing that catches people out when they're driving boats.
I would not know how to deal with this at all. I find it quite nerve-wracking sideways.
Yeah. Look who's back! It's Marianne! Yeah! Welcome back, Marianne.
Arabigora, thank you very much.
Marianne has been to Scotland. Was it Scotland? No, it was Ireland.
God grief.
And has been topping up with the Irish stuff, and now she's back amongst us. So we're going boating. It's a rather grey weekend at the moment. It looks like that. I don't know whether you can hear it, but it's also very breezy. However, the wind is southwesterly, which means that as we go across the bay, it should be fairly sheltered, especially towards Brixham, which is where we're going for the night. So we're going to go and do that, and we'll take you guys along. Should we do it?
Yeah, let's do it. Make it so.
Okay. The engine.
Okay.
There we go. We've got everything on. Everything's set. Bows thruster in to make sure it's on. Check it's working. Yep. VHF radio. On. And that's about the size of it. Marvellous. Thank you very much. Down there. Okay. Come on. We're all set. Now the biggest thing to be aware of on a day like today is the wind, because it'll take the boat very quickly. So we're going to get going reasonably swiftly. And the way the wind is blowing, it's taking us that way, so we need to stay off of this shore, which is why I'm turning by reversing. Because we drive out forward and try and turn that way, we'll potentially sleep into it. And that is the one thing that catches people out the most, is the wind taking the boat sideways. So there are not many boats moving today. In fact, it's us, and that's about it. But forecast is a bit brighter tomorrow, though still breezy. So we'll see how we get on. Now, people often talk about wind strength and what sort of wind strength can a boat handle. Well, actually, it's not just about wind strength. Wind strength does tend to affect the sea conditions quite a bit, but it's also wind direction. So here, we've got the wind blowing across in this direction, so it's likely to be choppy as we come out of here, although not too bad. But then, because the way the wind is coming, we should be sheltered by the land, like a big windbreak. So in other words, the further over that and the closer in we get, the calmer it'll be. So you can see how choppy it is here. But it ought to get better. We're going to Brixham, which is straight over there. So we're about to find out if my theory is correct. Choppy here, calmer over there. I've slowed right down to show you. We're now in what's known as the lee of the land. So the wind is coming up in there. And as you can see, it's pretty much flat calm. It's just as windy as it was off of Torquay. But it's just very gentle ripples. The boat is just gliding through it. And that's why you can't rely on just the wind strength to determine the sea conditions. It's the wind strength and it's how much shelter there is. And here there's loads. Isn't that right, Marina?
Yeah, that was pretty breezy coming across. I think that's the last of the colour going out of my hair.
Yeah, it's looking good though. You look like Audrey Hepburn.
Yeah, cute.
Just going to show you something interesting. We've got 5-knot marker buoys. You can see them here. So anybody on the inside of those 5-knot marker buoys should be doing less than 5 knots. However, this is Elbury Beach and this is a ski beach. So you'll notice that there's some yellow buoys down there, and that means you can go as fast as you like right up to the beach, and it allows people to water ski straight off the beach. So it's rather a unique spot. And there are a couple of ski boats in there at the moment actually. And we're now right in the corner of Tor Bay. If I show you on here. Oh, a bit too far. There we go, we're in this bit here. And this is probably about as sheltered as it gets in Tor Bay today. As you can see, it's flat calm, and in fact even the wind has dropped here because we're in the shelter of these trees. A little bit of breeze, but nothing like it was. Another ski boat going in. Yes, you might see on there ski lane. So this here is a water ski area. Go as fast as you like. Quite a steeply shelving beach as well, so you've got plenty of depth out here. 3.5 metres. So there you go, that's Elbury. So it's just a very short run from here, just up round the corner and we're into Brixham. And as I said earlier, it's really calm on this side of the bay because we're completely under the lee of the land. Much more pleasant. Interesting, over here we've got a mussel farm. So these black buoys, there aren't a huge number there at the minute. Well, actually they are, they're further up. All those black buoys, which hopefully you can see, they're collecting mussels on ropes that dangle from them, and they'll serve those up in restaurants and seafood obviously. But it's a very different boating experience on this side of the bay, that's for sure. And this is Brixham, not very far from Torquay. It's about 3 or 4 miles, 4 miles I think it is straight across, but it'll do for us tonight. It should be a nice sheltered spot, and I think heading on down the coast today will be a bit choppy to say the least, so this should be nice. So one of the questions I get asked is about Marina berths. Do you just turn up? Well, in the summer it can be quite busy, so I phoned Brixham Marina earlier today and we've arranged a berth. They've asked me to call them on VHF channel 80, which is the Marina calling channel, but I might do a little bit about VHF radios at some point. So what we're going to do now is we're going to switch the VHF around to 80. listen just for a second to make sure they're not already talking to somebody, of course, and we're not going to charge right over somebody else's conversation. That's all fairly quiet. Let's give them a shout. Brixton Marina, this is Smugglers Blues 2, Smugglers Blues 2, over. Brixton Marina, this is Smugglers Blues 2, Smugglers Blues 2, over. Okay, nobody answering the radio at the minute. We're getting a bit closer and we'll give them another shout. This is Brixham Fish Quay, very, very busy fish quay. I believe at one point they had the second largest fishing fleet in the UK. I don't know if that's still true or not, it may well be, but they certainly get a lot of boats in here. And that up there is Rockfish, which is a very nice place to go for fish and chips. And this is Brixham Marina. Good afternoon, Brixton Marina. We've got a berth booked for tonight for an 8-metre boat, and wondered whether you could direct us to it, please, over.
Smugglers Blues 2, yeah, no problem, sir. Can you just confirm your overall length for me, please? Over.
Yes, we're 8 metres, over.
That's great. Okay, if I could ask you to come into the marina and head down in between Bravo and Charlie pontoons. Your berth allocation is Bravo 67, that's Bravo 67, and that's portside 2 if you're going in bow first. Over.
Perfect. Is that pontoon long enough that we can step off the back if we come in bow first?
Yeah, it's a finger that can accommodate up to 9.5 metre vessels, so hopefully that's ample for you. Over.
Perfect. Portside 2 and between B and C, did you say?
Yeah, B and C.
That's correct, sir, and it's Bravo 67, Bravo 67, over.
Perfect. We'll get ourselves in there and I'll pop up and see you. Thank you very much. Smugglers Blues out.
You're welcome. Brixton Marina standing by me.
Okay, so we're between B and C. You can see B on the pile over there, A on the one in front, and C therefore is this one, although it doesn't seem to have a number on it.
That makes a bit of sense.
So we're going to go down this one. Now, the thing to be really aware of when you are boating and there's strong winds, I don't know if you can see it, we're stationary, but you can see we're drifting sideways. The wind is taking us sideways, and this is the thing that you really need to allow for, especially in tight confines like marinas. You can see we're actually gaining on that fuel berth over there. It's not like a car where you stop and the car stays where you put it. It doesn't. When the wind's blowing, you can see we're actually travelling at 0.6 of a knot completely sideways just because the wind is blowing us, and that's what we need to be careful of as we go into the marina berth. And Marianne, would you be kind enough to put some fenders out on the port side, please?
Okay, I know where that is.
Excellent.
That's the easy side.
Yes, the easy side is exactly right. So with regard to the wind, the trick is to just stay on top of control of the boat and give yourself plenty of room downwind, so we're staying away from anything that the wind is taking us down onto, basically. So where we are here, with the wind blowing us down, we can drift along here quite happily. We've got loads of space, no problem. But that is the thing that catches most people out. If you can drop one of those onto the bow for me, please. There, you can see that wind drift now. We're in neutral, we're using no power at all. That's just the wind taking us sideways. Really easy to get caught out like that. And what's also interesting is that the boat normally turns sideways onto the wind. Don't know why. I've not touched the throttle once in this whole thing, and we're just drifting. You see how far we've gone. We're now going past that fuel berth. We were out there when we started. It's quite a powerful thing, and when you go into the marina berth, it'll try and take you sideways, so you need to allow for that quite a bit. Now, because this is the way that we want to go, this is absolutely fine. All I need to do is keep nudging the boat forward or backward a little bit. So we're getting a little closer at the back, so I've got a little bit of a nudge ahead. And it'll just keep us away from those boats. And we'll keep sideways on, the wind will just take us all the way down here. It's like sailing, sideways. How are we looking?
All right, Captain.
Brilliant. Okay. And the berth number?
67.
67. Okay, so we've got berth 55, 56, 57, 58, so 67 is going to be just up here. You feel that's going sideways. It's unbelievable, isn't it?
It's crazy.
That's the one thing that catches people out when they're driving boats.
I would not know how to deal with this at all. Are you going in stern?
No, we're going in bow first.
Okay.
I asked him if the finger was long enough and he reckoned it was.
Okay.
Just to save us move the fenders over.
Okay.
Now the thing we have on our side is the berth we're going into. It's going to be on this side of us, so the wind's going to pin us onto it, which makes life a lot easier. Because as long as we get in there without hitting anything, the wind will do the rest. I can see the gap coming up now over there. Okay, I'm going to give you this to hold for a minute.
Okay. I find this quite nerve-wracking going sideways.
Yeah. And the way to counteract wind like this is to try and be pushing the boat the other way, so you're turning and the boat's swinging out of the turn. So we're going to go a little bit past this berth, and then we're going to come back up and into it, and that way the inertia of the boat is trying to take it out to the right, the wind is trying to take it to the left, and it should ladder up enough. And as ever, it's just small movements. Don't get panicky, don't get on the throttle, give it loads. Just keep things gentle, keep plenty of room for yourself. Alright, there's the berth here, 67.
Yep.
So as I say, we're going to go past it, and then we're going to come back up into it. Make sure my bow thruster's on in case I need it. Okay, so now we're going to point the boat. And the natural inclination of the wind is to try and push the nose back down, so we need to keep on top of it. Now the boat pointing into the wind, so again we've got control over it now. So there's plenty of room. And this time the inertia of the boat now is going that way, the wind is coming this way, so as we turn the two should cancel each other out. But we give ourselves loads of room from the berth, so that we've got room for the wind to blow us down onto it. Ladies and gentlemen, come to give us a hand. Hi there. That's very kind of you, thank you. Now it'll blow in, don't worry. Don't reach for it. Don't do that. Lovely. Good. Let's get this stern line on. Perfect. Thank you ever so much. Thank you. Okay, we're going to do that spring line trick again. So there's nothing to stop the boat going forward unless we put this one on, and that's acting like a brake. Might have to climb off the side to get on and off. But there we are. Perfect. And that guy who came to give us a hand there, that's really typical when people see another boat coming in. People have to jump off and lend a hand. and we all do it because everybody has the occasional problem, and if you've got somebody there on the shore who can grab a line, it helps. So here we are in Brixham, tied up, job done, didn't hit anything. That's a good landing. So we are tied up in Brixham. We put the canopies up because it's quite breezy, gives us a bit of a windbreak. So these are up here, but we've got the back one off, so we've got that lovely view out across the back of the boat. Cost £33 for a night here.
33.
33, I'm sorry. Cost £33.
Sorry, I completely interrupted your filming there. I'm doing it again.
Quite,
Still.
quite right. It'll add texture. What am I on about?
View.
View, lovely
33.
view, 33. And Sue's coming down. Sue, who you may have seen on our videos before, she's down, and so she's getting some fish and chips, and we have laid out the tabla, and we're going to sit here and have a nice chat and eat some fish and chips, and that will be wonderful. And I think that's going to pretty much sign us out for today, because we're going to just have a nice time camera free. Good plan?
Good plan.
Okay, we'll catch you tomorrow. Bye bye.
Good night.